Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another plan with me. This week I am planning the week of the 7th of July in my A5 wide Tilly Journals inserts, which is my shop, and I am using the Cyber Monday mystery from 2022 by Squirrel Prints Co. along with a rainbow foil bundle from Squirrel Prints Co. I used this kit because we did have a games night this week, so I thought it was a very good kit for that, and I love the rainbow effect of it. I am doing a rainbow across the whole page, so I'm starting with reds on the left, going through to purple on the right. There weren't all the rainbow colours in this kit, but there were. I got the add-on green, as you can see, on Thursday, so I did 2 reds, 2 yellows, 1 green, 1 blue, and 2 purples, and that kind of worked for me. As usual, I'm just going to make a couple of disclaimers. The first one is that Bela is asleep on my chest at the moment. Well, so you may hear my daughter wake up and make noises. If so, that is just my life. I am a mum primarily, and so that is just part of life. But usually she's just fallen asleep, and usually she will nap for the 15 minutes that I have to record my voiceover. And my second disclaimer I always make is that I do PR for Performative. Although she hasn't made the kit or anything, a lot of my icons and things are from her shop. So yeah, that is what it is. I think that's all I have to say, really. I just used the foil bundle because it was this groovy foil bundle, and so the underlays are quite full on. I could have used something to make it like a full checker, but I decided I was quite happy with this. I've kind of moved away a little bit in more recent times from solid underlays. I kind of prefer a little bit more of the white going on. We were mid-heatwave at this point in the UK. I can't believe we're back in July. It is currently... I'm filming this about 10 days before it goes up, but yeah, I can't believe I'm still behind in July. This is actually the last spread I have done in my planner, so I need to get some filming done, but filming can be quite difficult with the baby, so it just depends. So yeah, I do use some extenders, so I have an extender on Friday and Sunday, and again, both of my extenders this week are on the bottom box. It's a bit random how that happens, because I scatter my boxes, so it just depends where things fall. I think that is everything I have to say about the base and things. So I am going to go back to my chatting about a couple of topics that I mentioned, not last plan with me, but the plan with me before that. So the one that I covered last video was a bit more about Taylor Swift's newest album and my feelings after like a few days of listening, but this one is more important, and I wanted to give it like its own whole video to chat about. So I'm not gonna lie, I might not get into talking about this week very much. I'll just say that we did have a nice games night on the Wednesday with the people from our street, and I can't really see any other big things. We had a fire pit. I was feeling poorly because I had lots of tooth pain, a headache, and I was getting blocked ducts. I was doing some prep for guides and guide camp and things, but that's kind of my summary of the week. So if I spend the rest of the 14 minutes of this video, I can definitely just chat about the really important topic that we are going to talk about, and that is about inclusivity in the planner community. So, a little while ago, when the Taylor Swift's new album was brought out, there was a lovely video from Cafe with Emma, who I fully love her channel. I fully recommend you check her out. She's also got a very lovely shop, and she does beautiful premium matte, but she also offers glossy, so yeah, I would fully recommend you check out both her channel and her shop. But anyway, she did a good she did a good video talking about inclusivity in the planner community, and she used the example of Taylor Swift, not as like an anti-Taylor Swift thing. That's not what she was talking about. What she was talking about is the fact that we have had so many Taylor Swift sticker kits, and the only Beyonce kit there has ever been is one she got made as exclusive art. And yes, you could argue that, I don't know, you could argue lots of things, but why have there not been Beyonce kits in the same way? She's done some incredible albums that have been very, very hyped, that have had the same sort of global chat about them as Taylor Swift albums, yet we've never had a Beyonce kit. And that is just undeniable. Like, that is not something you can deny, and that is why she used that as the example. After that video, there was some excellent discussion across on Instagram and on other people's YouTube videos about this and about how we needed more inclusivity in terms of different cultures and different artists. And so not just, white women being represented and not just Christmas and Halloween and things, but instead other celebrations. And Clip Art Kits has been doing the most, as she always does. She is absolutely fantastic on taking on feedback and listening to what other people are saying. And so she has released a couple of fantastic art sets since, one of which was Diwali and one of which has been, so for her Life of a Showgirl art that she did, she also did a more inclusive showgirl art set with plus size people and showing imperfections and things like that. She has recently posted across on Instagram that essentially both of those kits have barely sold. And she spent hours putting together this artwork that people have asked for. She put out stories asking what people wanted to see and things. People have asked for these kits. People have asked for these art sets. And this isn't everybody. I'm going to sit right here and say Plannerface has definitely made at least the Diwali kit. And I think she's made both kits. In fact, I'm fairly sure she's made both kits. I'm just slightly doubting myself, but I will triple check as I'm chatting. However, yeah, so she's definitely made the Showgirl, and I'm pretty sure she made the Diwali kit as well. But this isn't the point. So there are shops that are making the art sets with them. Yeah, she's definitely used both. Plannerface has used both. And I am going to sit here and I am going to say this is why I support Plannerface so much, because she does listen. And there are other artists there are other shop owners who have put out kits and things. But after Clip Art Kits put out this story, some other people have also jumped in. For example, Emma from Emma Reads and Plans, who has a printable shop in Australia, chipped in and said she's released the Showgirl artwork with the Inclusivity, and she's not sold one copy of it. Not one. And I just don't understand how people can be out here shouting for inclusivity and wanting more diverse art and putting it up in their stories, but these people aren't putting their money where their mouth is. Like, is it just performative? Is it just, oh, I'm saying that I'm going to be more inclusive, so I will talk about inclusivity and then not do anything about it? What is happening? Like, is this just people being performative and not acceptable? Is it people think they want this art, but when it comes to fruition, they're like, no, thanks. I'm not going to lie, I actually haven't bought either of the sets yet. However, I have full intention to do both. And last year we did do a little Diwali celebration with my mother-in-law, but I would be buying the kit whether that was true or not. The reason I haven't picked up the Life of the Showgirl kit yet is because it's very pink, and pink is just not me. It's not something that I do. So that is the only reason I might not pick that kit up. But like, I probably still will, because it's important to me that, I am showing inclusivity in my planner. And I have to say, I am going to move away from certain shops that don't include inclusivity. You're probably going to be seeing even more Plannerface kits and things from me, because, to be honest, I want to put my money where my mouth is. I want to shop with minority groups. I want to represent minority groups in my planner. That is important to me. And this isn't even relevant to me. Like, I could make it relevant to me. I could sit here and say, I've never had a full box that looks like me and my husband, other than one that was exclusively drawn for our wedding. I'm never going to have a full box that look like me and my daughter, because we all have different skin tones, and often mothers and babies all have the same skin tones. I'm in a mixed race couple. Like, my husband is Indian, for those of you who don't know. So Bela is already browner than I am, and she's 6 months old. And that is just my life. I could talk about how this relates to me, but that's irrelevant. I am a cisgender white woman, and I am represented plenty. I've had fashion people that look like me. This isn't about me. I could make it about me, but it's not. And that isn't the point. The point is that there are people that have never been represented in kits out there. And that shouldn't be a thing. There are people who celebrate religious ceremonies that have never had a kit about that religious ceremony, and they have to use some kit that makes a vague link to it. That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't just be celebrating our holidays in our planner. It is really important to me that I raise Bela not just with the traditional Easter, Christmas. In fact, neither me and my husband are religious. It's really important to me that Bela knows about lots of different celebrations. And I don't understand why people will go out there and they'll shout about these things, but as soon as they have to put money there, they're like, nah, I'm not interested. It's not okay. We need to be putting our money where our mouth is. It goes back to the whole performative black square in Black Lives Matter. That was a performative thing. I'm not gonna lie, I posted a black square, but I didn't just stop there. I didn't stop talking about black rights, and I haven't stopped talking about George Floyd, Bianca Taylor, the thousands of black people who are killed every day in the States who never get any attention. Do you know what I saw recently? I saw something about Madeleine McCann. She's been missing for a very long time, but because she is a white, young British woman, British girl, when she went missing, she's still talked about. Do you know how many black children have gone missing in America? And you don't even know their names. I don't know their names. It's thousands. And we don't know their names. That's not okay. It's just not. And another thing is, I am currently reading Bela, a book about Black British history. And there's so much in it I don't know. And I've never been taught. I'm a well-educated person. I did history GCSE. I am a well-educated human. I read about inclusivity a lot. I try and read people that I don't look like history, and I try to read their analysis of things. But there's stuff in there I didn't know. Did you know the first settlers in the UK were black? Because I didn't. I just didn't. There are so many things out there that, aren't talked about. Ooh, sorry, we just had a little whack of the camera from Bela, so sorry about that loud noise just then. She has just woken up, and I'm going to set her up. There is so much history in that book that I have never heard. And it's not that I didn't learn history. I learned history at school. It's just not talked about. It's not taught. What is so wrong with all of this that we don't teach anybody how vital that everybody has been in our history? It's not okay. And maybe you'll comment on this video telling me to get the frick off my soapbox as a white woman. And fair enough, I maybe should. But I need to do better. The planning community needs to do better. If you are listening to this and you're like, no, that doesn't apply to me, you're wrong. It does apply to you. Whether you know it or not, as a white person, you are probably adding to this rhetoric, whether you mean to or not. You probably are. And if you're not a white person listening to this, if you're and you think I've brought up the wrong things, if I've said the wrong things, feel free to call me out. But also, you don't have to. It is not your job to educate anybody else. It is not with Anna, who has talked about this a lot. It's not her job as a black woman to bring this to the front of the planning community every time it happens. She is out there And she should just be able to live her life. She shouldn't have to fight for rights. She shouldn't have to fight for inclusivity. She shouldn't have to pay $200, at least $400, to get a sticker kit for her favourite artist, who is a huge artist and has won multiple Grammys. She shouldn't have to pay for exclusive art to be able to celebrate a new release of their album, or just use a sort of vaguely associated kit. Like when all the cowboy kits came out for Cowboy Carter, it couldn't be just about Cowboy Carter. It had to be usable for other things. No, we need to celebrate more than Christmas and Easter in our planners. We need to celebrate different holidays. We need Eid kits. We need Hanukkah kits. We need Diwali kits. We need to be better as a community. This community is already starting to fall apart in one way or another because of the cost of living crisis and things. Lots of artists aren't making art because of AI art. And honestly, let's not get me started on AI art, because I could go on another 20-minute rant about that. But I think it's really important that I talk about this, and I think it's really important that I put my money where my mouth is, and I share kits from people of colour. I share kits with other celebrations in, and feel free to call me out if you don't see me do it. Oh, sorry, that was my laptop playing sound at me. But that is it for this video. Comment, like down below. Let's keep this conversation going because it is an important one. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!